The story in the mid, like the 2015-ish story, if you want to like make it about two players to make it simple. LeBron and Carmelo Anthony were thought to be like, among the two best NBA forwards, and they certainly scored the most. The eye test told you that they were the two best guys.
Yeah.
And the basic stats told you that. And in fact, some of the fancy new stats like player efficiency rating said those were the best guys. But there were rebel nerds who said, there's like the guy, John Hollinger, who worked for ESPN, who came up with player efficiency rating. That's the one that said Carmelo Anthony was good.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of rebel quants said, you're wrong. You're a bad nerd. You're an ineffective nerd. Your fancy stat is wrong. It turns out he's terrible. He actually hurts teams because he scores a lot because he shoots a ton. And the reason he passes the eye test is he makes some crazily difficult shots. So you're like, oh my God, nobody else could do that. But the fact is he turns the ball over a lot. He misses a lot of shots. He doesn't pass that well compared to LeBron. He doesn't rebound or defend well compared to LeBron. Turns out LeBron is a great player, even by the good nerds, but Carmelo was a bad player. And every year, Carmelo started getting like pushed around the league, whereas teams got better at stats. They would get rid of Carmelo and he would go hurt another team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now I think he's a little bit, it seems like he finally took the lesson hard, because now that he's got another chance, I feel like he's trying to fit in more to a role than he ever has.
Right. The poor guy in 2018, he's like, I'm one of the best players in the NBA and nobody will even put me on their team. Like, he was shocked.
Which is also hilarious because LeBron and him are like great friends. LeBron has so much influence in who he gets on his team, and yet somehow Carmelo never made it on his team all those years that he was just sitting there available.
Just imagine like your best friend, like, LeBron is so sophisticated. He knows
Yeah.
Carmelo's not.
Yeah.
LeBron believes the advanced stats. He knows that he's not as good. And so LeBron, I'm sure, right? He must be telling Carmelo when they're like chatting over drinks in South Beach. LeBron's like, yo, yeah, like I talked to our GM. I put in a word for you. I don't understand why they won't get you. And meanwhile, LeBron goes to his people and he's like, please do not get Carmelo. Absolutely not. We don't want him. He's not going to help us win a title. So